Hey there, this is Laws. So one of you commented in the comment section asking me to share my two-handed wizard build. So today I'm gonna do a review on my character's equipment and some other details. So let's jump right into it. Now, my character is what I feel is just an average build. Alright, because at the level of 93, I'm just having 23,000 magic attack. Now most average players right now would have between 25 to 35 magic attack, I would say, and those that is above average will be hitting around 50 to even 60,000 magic attack. So looking at my build right now, it is somewhat just average because I have so much more growth to go. Okay, so I have a slightly more than 400k of HP, 23k magic attack. So let's look at the details. As a two-handed, we need to balance, or typically as a skill class, we typically have to balance between three most important stats. One, which is the penetration. Two, damage bonus. And three, the elemental countering or elemental advantage if we are playing to do so. Right, so for myself, I have NPen at 3.9k, which equates to 86% of final penetration. Okay, and then I have 87% of final magic penetration. So that adds up to about 170. So 170% of magic penetration. And then I have 74% of magic damage bonus, final magic damage bonus. And I have 2k on magic damage bonus. Now, I do not focus too much on the non-percentage stats when it comes to magic damage bonus because the final adds a lot more effect and is much more effective in the case of dealing damage to mobs and bosses. Okay, although bosses has really high defense, so magic damage bonus may not be as effective, but penetration is one of the things that I will be focusing right now to get it to as high as 100%, ideally 250%, because there's a saying that on a face value we need to hit 250% in order to deal a double damage with the multiplier for penetration. So I'm not going to go through with all the formulas and details over here, but just to run through my stats and my build. Okay, this is the build that I use to do grinding, and usually instances like ET, I will use this build as well. Now let's look at my equipment. Okay, now equipment wise, as a two-handed, we are in advantage of haste. Okay, so when it comes to stats points, we can actually ditch dex totally. We just need to focus on INT, and the remaining goes into VIT for more HP, because if today we are going to pump more on dex, we are going to be sacrificing a lot on our survivability because we are not one-handed. One-handed has a shield that increases a hell lot of HP, but as a two-handed, we are using two-handed stuff, so it adds a lot of haste. So by refining and upgrading, that gives us ample amount of haste in order to cast our skill at a much higher level. Okay, so we do not need to worry too much about haste and dex stats. So we just need to make sure we can survive and at the same time deal damage. So INT, VIT is the stats to go. Now, for equipment wise, there is many combination that we can go for. In my case, I chanced upon the gold equipment when I was farming Mistress. Okay, I was lucky enough to get a gold drop from Mistress, and that's why I start using it after a long pondering of whether should I go for gold weapon. But after getting advice from some other wizard players as well, they say that, hey, the boss give you your weapon to use, why not just use it? Well, okay. From then on, I swapped my blue staff into a gold staff, and there's no turning back. Bear in mind, gold equipment is hell of expensive to upgrade, especially for refinement. But it is totally worthwhile because a +6 gold is equal to a +8 blue. Okay, +6 gold equates to a +8 blue. So, well, do the math. Yes, it costs a lot more materials to refine, but the result is definitely worth it. Of course, when it comes to gold equipment, we also need to have high refinement. Otherwise, we are better off with blue or sometimes even white equipments, right? So this is something that I need to take note of. And if you are someone that is thinking of whether you should get gold equipment, this is some of the things that you need to consider. Okay. Okay. Now, so for enchantment, usually for wizard class, the best enchantment to go for is Frontera. Full on INT. If you are rich enough, or you have actually reached a certain plateau with Frontera, that means your enchantment is hitting already 15 and you can't increase anymore, you probably can consider going into Payon, or if you are will, go to Geffen, right, for something even much more greater in value. But Frontera itself is great. But for my case, this is for my case. When I was starting with the game, I thought to have more penetration because I play more on boss hunt and KVM. So penetration is something that's very crucial for me, which is why I chose to go with Warlock enchantment. And today I have level 10, level 9, level 9 of Warlock enchantment. But of course, as time goes by, my goal will be getting it to at least all level 10 and probably changing them to magic attack so that I can boost up my magic attack in order to do more damage. Because penetration, as of now, I have other substitute that can actually replace the value, so that should be fine for me. Alright, and then for the card wise, I'm more of the balanced kind of a player. So I want to have magic attack, I want to have the damage bonus, I want to have the penetration. So I have one Desert Wolf, one Archer Skeleton, and this trade card was something that I aimed for, right? And I went to gacha it, and I get it in I think my third try. So this is my very first usable gold card, okay, which gives me 15% of Earth attribute and enhancement, and 15% of Fire. But that will cap my size damage to just 100%. But anyway, Wizard deals 100% to all sizes, which means any additional size counter over here will not be applied to my damage calculation. So whatever it is, this is redundant for me unless I change the card away. Alright? Yeah, I actually aim for 3 Drake card, but coming to know that in the future update we will be getting elements card that is usable for weapon at 17.5%, and it's a blue card, blue elite card as well. So that will render my Drake card redundant. So by then it will be kept in the album for collection. So as of now, this is my combination of card for my stuff. Okay, I've yet to get it to tier 2 in order to unlock additional 2 more card slots, but this is fine for me right now. Okay, for weapon, for armor, I'm using blue for the 3 set bonus, which should increase my final damage bonus by 15% when I get up to 5 stacks. So this is working tremendous for me since the initial till today. And my enchantment is with Prontera, so I get it to a total of at least 27 in order to get my enchantment awakening. So this is pretty good right now at 28. And then my card will be Diablo. So yes, most people will go for the 20% HP card. Now I have it too, but it's not slotted in my PvE gear. It's in my PvP gear. So for PvE wise, I'm using Diablo, which is a pretty good card as well. And then for my cloak, same thing. I have the enchantment to 27, so 999 in total. Over here, again, I do not have my 20% HP card in the PvE gear, so I'm using a Giant Whisper card to reduce damage. And then for my shoes, the same thing, 999 or INT. I'm getting as much INT as possible as I go on. So over here, I have a dagger wielding goblin card. Okay, so that's for my armor. If I can get my hands on with more 20% HP card, why not, right? And when I get to level 80, I can unlock additional card slots, which I can slot in another HP card, or I can slot in defense card, which can help me to reduce damage and more survivability as well. Now for accessories, now this is a tricky one. For accessories, there is many schools of thought. Initially, I was using all haze. That means the level 25 white accessories. But upon research and trial and errors, I got to know that I need to have more penetration and damage bonus in order to be dealing more damage. So I've changed gradually from the mammoth, which I have it here. Where are my mammoth? Oh, yep. I have tons of mammoth. These will be used for refinement purposes, but yeah, initially I have 2 mammoth and 1 pendant, which means I have the level 50 Osiris set bonus for accessory. And then as I gradually goes on, I aim for a lobster raider ring, because 1 ring of this can replace 2 mammoth. Okay, 1 gold can replace 2 mammoth. So that leaves me with a slot to increase my INT using the earrings. Okay, and for the enchantment, I am a fire user. Now this is not an easy or cheap option to go for, but I did it anyway. Well, if you guys are looking out for something that's much more efficient or cost efficient, then you can go with Prontera as well. That means every single enchantment on your equipment will be INT. And if you want to play fire, then you can slot in Panomena card right now, which is 15% per card. So if we have a level 80 equivalent equipment, we can slot 2 cards. So 2, 4, 6 cards of 15%. That will be sufficient. Okay, so that is the alternative. But for me, call me crazy, I did the Izlut route, so I'm enhancing enchantment will be fire, which takes me a lot of time to do it, and gathering the materials is a hassle because plucking firefly is hell of the work. There's so many people there. But anyway, I'm going for it. So for pendant, I have a level 5, 4, and 5 fire enchantment with my card will be Zero, hoping to get Phenomena, so I can slot in one more here. And then for my lobster, this is one of the highest that I have for my Izudo enchantment right now, 1088. And lobster comes with a default second slot, so once I get my fire card, I can slot it right away, so 15%. But as of now, I'm using Zero. INT earring, same, Zero. For this enchantment, I'm using Frontera for now because I have another ring, a earring that is working at the back of the scene, enchanting Izudo because that has no fire yet, so I do not want to equip in. So I'm just using this for additional INT and VIT. Same thing, I'm aiming for at least 3 Phenomena cards, so I can add in 15, 15, 15, that's additional 45% of fire, because right now my fire is at where is it? Yeah, 87%. Okay, so target is to hit it to 100 minimally. Anything beyond that would be great. So if I get one more Phenomena card, that will add 15, that will hit 100% immediately. Okay, then for the Headgear, I got the card from Slime event, if you still remember, Benimaru, that gives me 8% of final magic damage bonus. So for my Headgear, all 3 of them are Benimaru. Yes, this card is one of the hottest and most popular card back in the Slime event period. So glad that I get it, so I can actually replace my Verit and so on. And what do we have? What else? Let's take a look at my shadow equipment. I'm still at level 4. Level 5 has failed me twice, so I'm still trying to level up again. So 12 more to go. Hopefully I get it next time. For skill wise, I'm using Firebolt 2 to farm for my bosses. Engrave for now to actually change the armor of mobs to earth if I am using it, if I need to. And then for validation, I am aiming for SE5 so I can actually activate the better Meteor Storm, which comes with a stun resistance reduction and can stack up to 6 times. So that actually helps with a lot in PvP situation, because right now Meteor Storm can deal stun but not as high as gravitational. So to get the second version of it needs SE6, so that's take quite a while. So right now I'm aiming for Meteor Storm 2. And then becoming a Warlock, we get to choose some of these skills. And again, I'm aiming for Element Enchantment, but that takes level 5. So right now, for the PvP usage and sometimes PvE usage, I am using Distorted Earth, which is quite nice as well. It gives increase the triggering of Petrify by 13%. Okay, so that's for my Shadow equipment. And for my Awakening, nothing fantastic. I'm still working on it. Right now, I'm aiming for tier 5 of upgrade, so 2 more pieces to go. For upgrading, that will increase to 50%. Okay, for enchantment, I'm currently tier 3, aiming for tier 4, 3 more pieces to go, which is the hard work begins. The Izudo enchantment. Alright, so that will give me additional 40%, right? Or actually additional 10 more percent. Okay, refinement, I am at tier 1 still, so a lot of work to go. So tier 2 need 4 piece of +7. I have 1 now. My weapon is at +6, so 1 more level to go. And then I need to get maybe one of, I'll aim for my INT earring to be +7. So that gives me a lot more boost in damage. Okay, so that's it for my two-handed build. If you have any other questions, make sure to comment and let me know so I can answer you and give you more feedback or advice or things that I think will be better in terms of playing as a two-handed wizard. Alright, so if you are looking out for skill build, make sure to click on these videos to check out on the PvE and the PvP skill build. With that, I end of this video. See you again next time. Bye bye.